Greetings. I just wanted to actually give an amazing night of clarity and kind of the rundown of how things went. So, usually most nights I would turn to drinking, but I'd had a lot of changes happening recently that led me to deeper investigate and look into and say, hey, what's really going on inside of here? Because to me, you know, I know that anything external is only a manifestation of the internal. Just like the old saying, it's not what goes in a man's mouth that defiles him, but what comes out. For what comes out comes from the heart. So the external manifestations were only showing where there was wounds. But there is somebody who paid the price for our wounds. Now, many may already know where I'm going with that one. But just for a little bit of a fun ride here, you know, let's look at the world around us. People love, you know, all these forms of spiritual practices, but it always comes back down to like the angelic beings in this realm and that realm, and it's like, man, the heavens are huge, you know. Fallen stars, fallen angels. We already know science shows that the stars are dead. We're looking at dead light. But all these things that do exist were created. You know, they had a role to play. But the point is why chase after the temporal things with nothingness? Because he says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but not my words. My words everlasting, because he is the everlasting. But what is this great grace? It's forgiveness. But what about, and then that's when things went up. It's like, nope. Forgiven. Well, how do we know we're forgiven? Because he used the instrument of death with a very physical reminder of beating death at its own game, because death never even existed. And he showed that by rising 3 days later. So there's lots of talk about ascension, and there is going to be an ascension going on. But grace is there for us all. You just have to be willing to receive. So yeah, as the night dwindled through, many spirits were flying around. And, you know, there's been times I've gotten caught up in pictures and images and so on and so forth of aspects. And it's like, but, you know, there's that formless space. But rather than it being a void, Christ filled that void. So rather than being this internal black hole that sucks everything in and playing in those necromantic, you know, energy vampirism, all that, why? I don't need that. I don't need demons. I don't need anything of my past, because the only reason people go out for power is because they have a deep wound inside of themselves that they try to cover up. And they cover things up by, you know, well, I'm not good enough, so I'm going to make this and this and this and this and this. And it's an endless circle of chasing things around, and you never find that satisfaction. All of this means nothing without this. But we can be in grace within every single present moment, because that's where grace is, within each moment. We don't have to live these other images of what the future should be or what the past was, because it's already all been erased. We've already been sealed deal, bought by the blood, you know? It's like, you're good. And that's where the even more beautiful reality comes in, because, man, if you could do all of that stuff in the spiritual realm of negativity over here in the realm of grace, the creator of all things, the creator of even of all this, of all these things that got to be around out of here. This power over here makes this look like a bloop. It doesn't even exist. Because even though the fallen angels may be around, and even though there are spirits that abound, and I see them, but guess what? Grace is far greater, and they've already been dethroned. They don't even have any power. We're free. Because in that presence that he gives to us, old school saying, Holy Ghost, you could literally take that word and formulate it into a billion different boxes of how you want to label that, but it comes back to the creator. I like being bought by blood, because that means a high price was paid for me and for you that we didn't earn or deserve. So I see my true purpose, and that is to meet every moment with grace and to treat every person with grace. Love, peace, joy, acceptance, understanding. Happiness. Good things. I want to be there for you because of what he put in me. But know that he's also inside of you, too. Grace truly is a thing of beauty. Amazing indeed. Never forget you're loved. Never forget you're received and accepted. Just as you are, no matter what. Doesn't even matter. Because none of that even exists. Regardless of anything that might try to come against you or this world, you've been bought by the Redeemer himself. And he loves us all. I'm loved. You're loved. We're all loved. And until next time, toodles.